Before you judge this story, wait. Because what you're about to see isn't just another moment, it's a decision that changed everything. One choice, one sentence, and one truth that no one saw coming. Stay till the end, because this story might completely change the way you see people forever. The restaurant was the kind that whispered wealth. Soft piano music floated through the air. Crystal glasses clinked gently under dim golden lights. Outside, the city shimmered with rain, reflecting neon signs like scattered stars. Daniel Cross sat at a corner table adjusting his cufflinks. His expression was calm, controlled, almost too controlled. He didn't believe in love. Not anymore. Across from him sat a woman, simple, elegant, quiet. Her name was Clara. She wasn't like the others. No designer labels, no forced laughter, no desperate attempts to impress him. Just calm eyes, and a silence that felt heavier than words. Daniel leaned forward slightly. "I'll be honest," he said, his tone firm but polite. "I don't want complications." Clara didn't react. She simply waited. "I've built everything from nothing," he continued, "and I've seen what the past does to people. It drags them down, ruins things." Still no interruption. Daniel exhaled slowly, then said the words he always said on dates, his rule. "I need someone without a past." This was usually the moment everything changed. Women would laugh awkwardly. Some would get offended. Others would try to explain themselves, defend their lives, justify their scars. But Clara, she just looked at him. Calm, unshaken, almost knowing. For a moment, Daniel felt something unfamiliar, discomfort. "Everyone has a past," she said softly. "Not the kind I mean," Daniel replied. "No baggage, no drama. No emotional history. I want clean." Clara tilted her head slightly. "Clean?" she repeated. "Yes," Daniel said. "No mistakes, no regrets, no attachments." Silence stretched between them. The piano music faded into the background. Then Clara smiled. Not mocking, not hurt, just sad. "You're not looking for a person," she said gently. Daniel frowned. "Excuse me?" "You're looking for an illusion." Her words landed softly, but they hit harder than anything he expected. Daniel leaned back, crossing his arms. "And what about you?" he asked. "Do you have a past?" Clara held his gaze. "I do." "Then this won't work," Daniel said quickly, almost instinctively. Clara nodded. "I know. That should have been the end. Another dinner. Another rejection. Another confirmation that he was right. But something felt off. Daniel couldn't explain it. Maybe it was the way she didn't try to stay, didn't try to convince him, didn't even seem disappointed. She simply reached for her bag. "Thank you for dinner," she said, and stood up. Daniel watched her for a second too long. "Wait." The word slipped out before he could stop it. Clara paused. "Why are you so calm?" he asked. It was an odd question, even to him, but it felt important. Clara turned back slowly, and for the first time, there was something deeper in her eyes, something heavy. "You really want to know?" she asked. Daniel nodded. He wasn't prepared for what came next. Clara sat back down. The air felt different now, heavier, more real. "You said you want someone without a past," she began. "Someone clean." Daniel stayed silent. Clara folded her hands on the table. "I used to think like you." That caught his attention. "What do you mean?" he asked. "I believed the past was something to erase," she said. "Something to hide." Her voice was steady, but her eyes told another story. "I fell in love once," she continued. "Deeply, completely." Daniel felt a strange tightening in his chest. "He was kind, gentle, everything I thought I wanted." A pause. "But life isn't kind to perfect stories." Daniel didn't interrupt. "He got sick," Clara said quietly. The words hung in the air. "Very sick." Daniel's expression softened, just slightly. "I stayed," she said. "Through everything. Hospitals, pain, fear." Her fingers tightened slightly. "I watched him fight and lose." Silence. Even the piano seemed to stop. Daniel looked down for a moment. "I'm sorry," he said. Clara shook her head. "Don't be." She took a breath. "That experience didn't break me." Daniel looked up. "It gave me a past." Her words landed differently now, Not heavy, not tragic, but meaningful. Pain isn't baggage, she said. It's proof that you've lived. Daniel didn't know what to say. No one had ever explained it like that. I carry memories, Clara continued. Love, loss, growth? She leaned forward slightly. That doesn't make me damaged. It felt like she was speaking directly to something inside him, something he had buried. Tell me something, Daniel, she said gently. He met her gaze. What are you really afraid of? The question hit harder than any accusation. I'm not afraid, he said quickly. Clara didn't argue. She just waited. And that silence, forced honesty, Daniel exhaled. I've seen what happens when people hold on to the past, he said. It ruins relationships. Clara nodded. It can, she admitted. But running from it ruins them too. Daniel looked away. Memories flickered in his mind. Things he never talked about. Things he refused to acknowledge. Clara stood up again. But this time it felt different, final. You don't need someone without a past, she said. Daniel looked at her. You need someone who survived theirs. And with that, she walked away. For real this time, Daniel didn't stop her. He couldn't. Because for the first time in years, he wasn't sure he was right. 3 days passed. Daniel couldn't forget her. Not her face. Not her voice. Not her words. Especially not her words. You're looking for an illusion. It echoed in his mind, over and over again. He tried to distract himself, work, meetings, deals, but nothing worked. Because something had shifted, something uncomfortable, something real. That night, Daniel sat alone in his penthouse. The city lights stretched endlessly before him, but for once, they felt empty. He poured himself a drink, then stopped, set the glass down, and walked toward a drawer he hadn't opened in years. His hand hesitated. Then slowly, he pulled it open. Inside was a photograph, old, slightly faded. A woman stood beside him, smiling. Happy, alive. Daniel stared at it. His chest tightened. This was his past. The one he pretended didn't exist. The one he buried under success and control. The one that hurt too much to face. I need someone without a past. He whispered the words to himself. And for the first time, they sounded wrong. Completely wrong. Daniel closed his eyes and finally admitted the truth. He wasn't avoiding other people's pasts. He was running from his own. The next morning, he did something unexpected. He called the restaurant, asked about Clara. They didn't know much, but they remembered her. She left a book here, the manager said. Daniel's heart skipped. I'll take it. An hour later, he stood there holding it. A simple book. No title on the cover. He opened it. Inside, a note, short, but powerful. Your past isn't your weakness. It's your story, and the right person won't ask you to erase it. Daniel closed the book slowly. A deep breath filled his lungs. For the first time in years, he felt something real. Not control, not fear, but clarity. He looked out at the city and whispered, I was wrong, because sometimes the past doesn't ruin you. It makes you human.